Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Morning View. This is Kim speaking on Monday, 19th of September. So here we go. Looking at the euro dollar first. Well, before I talk about the currencies themselves, there's little news regarding, due out today, should I say? Little news regarding anything today. We are down to pure technicals, but of course we do have the FOMC statement on Wednesday. And I think the markets probably position themselves at some point during the week to that, and we could just end up with some more chop. But Friday got us out of the chop on the euro dollar with the inflation figures coming in fractionally better than expected, but it was enough to see the US dollar strengthen and the euro coming flying off towards its 200. It actually got back to its 50. Looks like it might make 200, may even fail that. But at the moment, we've got the weekly pivot above us. It's struggling a little bit in this last 4 hours. It's extremed into the lows here. In fact, we got a tad oversold into these lows here on the 4 hourly, so there's the potential for a bigger bounce here. And that doesn't need to come from this an exact move. It may come down a little bit lower, diverge, and then move, but there is the possibility for it to come back towards that weekly pivot. We've also got, apart from the weekly pivot, we've got daily pivot above, which has a reasonable probability of being hit. So we've got the two pivots sitting above. A break of the 21, which is just run into the 60-21 here, may give the green light for those sort of moves, but at the moment it's erring more bearishness, and as I said, it could come back down, diverge, maybe even run down a little bit lower first. But I just watched this market this morning. The pound, well, not too dissimilar picture in some respects. The only thing is it got quite lumpy and bearish in terms of the Friday move. It really did sell off big time, running back down to below its monthly pivot into the RM1. At the moment, it's got the weekly pivot above. It's got daily pivot above where we're sitting as well, so there's the chance of that coming back again on the 4 hourly. It got a bit oversold here, which could see a retrace at some point back to its 4 hour 21. It's dithering at the moment. It's still got a run back towards its 21 exponential, which may just provide some breaks again. But if we can start pushing up and continue in this mode, well, daily pivot and perhaps the weekly pivot may be hit at some point. Maybe a bit of an overreaction on Friday, but these markets are fickle. Dollar yen, well, that is in a chop zone on the dailies. Didn't move quite anywhere near as much as the pound, for example. On Friday, it did manage a little bit of a rally, but hardly anything of significance. Through the Asian session, it's already hit the monthly pivot. I believe it's already done its daily pivot. Yep, already done the daily and the monthly pivot. Weekly pivot. So they're out of the way effectively. At the moment, it's erring towards the bearish side as it's below both weekly and daily pivots. So and monthly pivots. So at the moment, it's erring towards that bearish side, but it is in this sort of triangular sort of pattern, wedge pattern. Aussie dollar. Aussie saw a bit more of a climb so far through the Asian sessions, which has been positive here. At the moment, it's just running back into its 4 hourly 50s, or heading for its 4 hourly 50. Just looks like it's air kissed it a little bit and rolled over, but we'll see how it progresses. Looking at 60 minute, well, it's above its daily pivot now. Actually, I didn't catch where it was to the weekly pivot. It's done its weekly pivot as well. So daily and weekly pivots are out the way, all underneath there. So, looking relatively bullish, but probably getting a tad overbought maybe, but possibly due a bit of a retracement. Really, you see most of the Aussie move through the Aussie session so often, then they're slower moves in the morning. So it's not something I'll be looking to trade this morning, but may have some movement. Okay, looking at the Canadian dollar, and Canadian dollar shoved up on Friday. Today it's already recovered most of that and it looks like it could run further. It's already hit the weekly pivot here. Um, it's double topped on the 4 hourlies there. Well, the RSI was not really that convincing as it tried to break back towards that daily 200 on Friday. It's just not shoving up, and effectively, although I wouldn't generally call it much of a divergence, but the RSI certainly was lower on that second high here, and well, no real signs of overbought here either. So although it, as I say, looks at the moment weak, could push on down towards the S2 area, maybe just Thursday's lows. Of course, we should be looking at oil at this point to see why it's doing what it's doing, and oil's taken a bit of a bounce off the lows from Friday 2 o'clock time, and in the moment shoving up there a little bit back towards its weekly pivot. So in which case I would expect the Canadian dollar to maybe push on down a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty much it. As I say, there's absolutely no news coming out today. Not even, I don't think, any low quality news, although I've taken the filter. I don't filter or filter without it. Let's just have a check and see if there's anything. The right move price index, okay, that's already out. There's very little. The German Buber monthly reports and things like this, but nothing of any significance there. So we're down to comments, and any Fed comments or whatever may just move the markets. Have a great one. Bye.